A Kenyan project that is training livestock herders to farm might offer a long-term solution for nomadic communities affected by this severe drought in the Horn of Africa. A herd of cattle, sheep, goats or even camels being led in search of water and land for grazing is a common sight in East Africa. The pastoralists have crisscrossed this region for centuries, depending on their flock for milk, meat and money. Many parts of the region have gone without rain for several years, causing the grass to die and the watering holes to dry up. Because of this, many of these animals have died, putting them at risk of starvation and other forms of human suffering.
We've been completely devastated by the drought. Some people have lost everything. Others only have a few animals left. The lucky few have camels, but the cattle and goats are badly affected, and we are trying to sell them off because we can't take care of them.
The current drought and famine has put over 12 million people in Somalia, Kenya, Ethiopia and Djibouti in urgent need of food aid. Somalia has been extremely hard hit. Hundreds of thousands of Somalis are now living at the Dadaab refugee camp in Kenya. But despite the efforts of international aid agencies and supporting governments, there is not enough food, shelter and medicine for everyone in need.
If I compare the situation where I was and here, it's only slightly better here.
Experts say much of the hunger and economic loss being encountered by people at Dadaab can be averted with proper investment and planning. This is the Tana River, Kenya's longest. It flows for 700 kilometers into the Indian Ocean. At this point in the river, the Dadaab refugee camp is just 80 kilometers away. But the lack of infrastructure and development in this part of the country is hindering the potential of this river to feed people and provide them with an income. The full resources of this waterway has never been fully tapped, leaving Kenya's residents vulnerable to the effect of climate change. A project to use the Tana River to fight drought is already reaping rewards. A few years ago, the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization and other agencies teamed up with the Kenya government to try and change the fortunes of the people that inhabit this semi-arid region. Funds were provided to rehabilitate a canal from the river, set up an irrigation infrastructure, supply seeds, fertilizer, and train pastoralists who are willing to give farming a try. Maka Abdullahi and her family are among 120 others who answered the call. She grows rice and fodder for her livestock on a quarter of an acre using water from River Tana.
This project has given us a lot of hope. We were very desperate, but now the farm gives us grass and rice.
Farmers are now producing about 150 kilograms of rice per acre, but officials say that's barely scratching the surface.
The land under irrigation is less than 3,000 hectares, and we have a potential in Garissa of 24,000 hectares. That means if we could even go to 10,000 hectares, that will be a very big leap.
This harvest is processed at a mill that was also provided for the farmers. Whatever food isn't eaten by the community of nomads turned farmers is sold on the open market. The waste is fed to livestock. FAO official Abdi Ahmed explains more about the program.
Yeah, this kind of intervention is proving to be cheap and very effective, and the result is very immediate. Within 4 months, the farmers are able to harvest and get the crop. And what is more encouraging in this region is the motivation of the pastoralist farmers now, dropouts who lost their livestock, to try and see how they can also practice agro-pastoral.
Plans are now in place to help Kenyan farmers market and package their surplus for sale in other parts of the country. If that works, experts say this rare green patch in the Horn of Africa could serve as the model example for other areas.